that top. Hey, 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 hey.
Goes.
We've been doing the thing. Give me some. I can't see you. There it is.
Look at this.
Dude, I know. Elevate that dongle. Hashtag elevate the dongle. We've been growing up too fast.
Growing up too fast?
There's a song called Asthma by some
Asthma?
dude named Danny something or other. Moyer,
You ever
maybe?
listen to La Russell? Did you show me La Russell?
La Russell? No.
La Russell? It's like
Not-
L.A. Russell.
No.
Reezy's been listening to him. Pretty good.
Hip-hoppy stuff?
What's that?
Hip-hoppy
Hip-hop.
stuff? Okay.
Yeah. He's a rapper.
Yeah, knowing that Reezy.
Dang, I can't even really... He's got like a Bay Area flavor to it.
I'll take a look.
He's from Vallejo.
Okay.
He kind of reminds me of your homeboy you were listening to.
Russ?
Yes.
He's going for Russ vibes. Okay.
Well, maybe not so much in the music,
Yeah.
but in
Flow?
the business sense.
Oh, yeah. He's
so
one of
where
those.
he's just completely independent.
Yeah.
Putting on all his own shows, like doing it from the ground up kind of
Doing
thing.
it for himself and for the people.
Yeah.
It's
I
awesome.
guess, yeah, he's doing
Easy to
some-
remember because that was the first thing I thought of was Russ when you said that.
Yeah, I think that's why it reminded. I was like, "Did you show me that?" And
Yeah.
I know Mike showed it to me. But
Yeah. I think Russ is also a bit of a singer too, so he'll do some like I don't even know. He'll lean into some like R&B hooky sort of tracky stuff too.
he sold some, I guess, I don't know what you call it, kind of like Kickstarter-y vibes, or
Yeah.
he sold maybe Mike said it was 100 gold card things where you basically get all of his music in perpetuity
Okay.
forever and access to any show he puts on for the rest of his life
That's pretty cool.
for 1,000 or 500.
Right.
So if you sold 100 of those, you're in between 50 to 100 grand, and he kind of used that to fund the rest of his
Pretty cool,
all
dude.
the stuff he wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I guess he's doing shows like at his house or somewhere near his house on some property in Vallejo, and his mom's cooking the food, and it's like a family
I love
style vibe.
that idea.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work for him, honestly.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's trying to do it. You got to
he's
do
doing
that.
it. Yeah, he's in the game.
That's pretty bad to the
I'm
bone.
like, that's cool.
Was Reezy talking at all about the whole getting everybody on stage in LA, that show? I don't know if you saw. Like Kendrick on Juneteenth just got a ton of famous people on the stage. And it was
No.
just like it's pretty cool to see in flow and like the replay. It was an Amazon show for Juneteenth, but
Amazon show.
like Amazon recorded like Prime or Live recorded the show, and it was just supposed to be a Juneteenth Kendrick Lamar show, but apparently because it's a big deal, he got a ton of West Coast rappers together just to be on the stage together and
Nice.
like go through and I don't know, it was just apparently nobody's really gotten everybody together in like a unified sort of vibe in a long, long time. And then he did it by blasting one of his, Drake tracks, but it was insanely cool live to watch on video more than anything. It's one of those things where I was like, nah, it's fine. And I was like, well, that song's way sicker live.
Who was up there? I mean, I don't know anybody
so many
anymore.
people, like name wise. Like, I believe the big boy was on the stage, I believe, randomly. Let me hold on. Let me pull up this. There's a bunch of people's names that, again, I don't know them all either. But I mean, Dre got up on the stage.
Oh,
He
yeah?
introduced the song.
Really?
Yeah, because the song starts with like, Psst, I see dead people. And he was the one who did that. And then they dropped the track and everybody got excited. I mean, there's a list. It's a big ass. There's a bunch of people. There's like younger rappers that are newer that I don't know. Schoolboy HQ was up there. All these people who are like, whatever. I don't know.
So many people doing things right now.
Yeah. I mean, some NBA players. Russell Westbrook got on the stage.
Really?
DeMar DeRozan got on the stage. It
Is
was
Russell
sick.
Westbrook a rapper too, or what?
No, he just got
Dude's got
LA
bars.
people. They were all, yeah. I think he brought like, it was just more than anything. It just was like a full stage of everybody just getting hyped together and like having a good time.
Yeah.
And it was one of those where even if you watch the video, it'd be really hard to not like feel the energy. It's one of those
Yeah.
where you just like know something cool's happening. You kind of get goosebumps.
Sounds
But
dope.
I assumed he might talk about it. And maybe it'd been a couple days, so maybe it was old news. And
No, he
we
was
moved on to Hawk Tui. It's fine, dude.
Wow, poor girl. I was like, man, that poor girl. And then I was like, poor everybody else. Like,
Yeah, I'm like, it's all. I mean,
well, I get
I'm
so.
like, why is everybody hating on her, dude? She's just being funny. I thought
I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
it's not even something that deserves to be viral. It's just somebody being ridiculous and like Can't
So I
everybody
guess
just be
she
ridiculous?
she had to leave her job?
I know I heard.
Did you hear about this?
I mean, Reezy's the one who told me that. So he
Okay,
probably
Reezy told
you
me this too. So
Yeah.
this is all
This is
hearsay.
all- but he knows the
people
internet.
were like, apparently she's a preschool teacher, and
Yeah.
people were picketing outside of the preschool.
Like, why?
And I'm just like, who fucking cares, dude?
She's an adult. You're allowed to have sex. You're freaking.
Well, there's multiple levels,
I
right?
know,
It's like
just as simple as that.
it's like everybody who has a kid in preschool has engaged in some sort of sexual activity.
Yeah.
Like, let's just start right there.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm pretty sure they weren't doing it just to have the child.
Also-
there's no emotional or romantic or sexual connection. It was all business.
None of the kids have any idea what's going on.
Nor will they unless you tell them.
Right. None of the people that she's taking care of in preschool are aware of this situation. Like,
Yeah.
they're not on social media. Or, like, shouldn't be anyway. Or,
Yeah.
like, and even if they are, it's like, what are they?
Well, then it's up to the parents to make sure they don't see that
you
shit.
know what's
In
going
some
on,
regard,
dude.
I guess. Yeah.
And then for me, I was just like, it's just kind of funny and quirky, and it's kind of weird because on one end, it's like, yeah, you should know by now that things kind of live forever, and maybe don't do a street interview where you're talking about stuff like that. That's one end of the things,
Sure.
right? To where it's but on the other end, it's like, dude, nobody knows that that's going to go full bonkers and really affect your life like that. And she's just having fun and being goofy.
Right.
Like, that's how I took it. Is
she was trying to be funny, and
she
it
was
was
being
hilarious.
funny, and it was funny.
Yeah, I'm like, that is quick thinking and like a comedic take on something, and is like nailed it in that regard.
And one of the reasons I think that it blown up is that it's something that's kind of relatable.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know what I mean? There's an
Yeah.
aspect of realness to it, to where she is being funny, but she's also
Totally.
it's
She's like, people.
unintentionally.
Yeah.
I don't think she's a comedian. She just did something really
No,
funny.
she's
But that's
for sure
something that
not a comedian.
comedians do all the time.
Exactly.
Is they take these things that are borderline taboos, they bring them to light and make fun of them in a way where everyone's thinking, yeah, I wouldn't really talk about this on a day-to-day basis, but that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, but
'Cause
behind closed
some
doors,
portion of that
you know,
is
like,
true.
Yeah, or
I'm
even
talking
just
about
like
this with my boys.
My tightest people. Yeah, exactly.
And then it's out in the open and everyone has a laugh
Yeah.
about it. And if it didn't connect in some way, it wouldn't be
Famous.
anywhere nearly as popular as
I
it
know.
is.
Yeah.
So it's a bummer that stuff like that happens where it's affecting her life in a negative way. I think that's lame because I don't think there's any ill intent from her. I couldn't make
Totally.
a judgment and say she's a bad person. Like, what? No.
No, honestly,
You
the only
know?
judgment I would ever be able to make from that is that that's a quick-witted person. Maybe that's like the most basic thing. Like, that's a quick-witted person to come up with that on the fly, and they're having a good time and they're free-flowing. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that she laughed at her own thing like right after that and just like cruised. It looked like
It was funny. I liked her energy. I was like, that girl's funny.
Yeah, I'm loving all the remakes, all the random memes and stuff that are just like so over the top.
See, that one's kind of weird because
Well, everybody's just trying to cash in. I get that.
everyone's
but-
trying to cash in. But my take is, what if people put that energy into something legit?
Well, they don't have the ideas. That's why they used it. They're
Right.
Like, I know how to repurpose.
Right.
I know how to like take something and
And
yeah, no, I
those
feel you.
things are going to be, and even her,
Oh, that's
even
the
the
Flash of the
original
Pan. She's
one.
gone,
Yeah.
like,
in
Next week she's
in
out
3
here.
months, no one's going to
Yeah.
remember that.
Totally.
And it's interesting. We have this
But
moment in time where we can do anything, create anything, create something of worth, create something of value, and we just remake memes of this girl who is funny. That's
That's why the
I
one
don't
that I
know,
thought
man.
was good was the one where he's like, okay, one last test, really quick. Can you look over there and look at those two birds? Did you watch that one?
I didn't think that one was that
That
funny.
was the funniest one out there. 'Cause
Really?
It's creative. Yeah, I think it's, and
see
you
it-
wouldn't even be ready. Here, which one is more clear? Hawk 1, and then you jump in the Hawk 2, and that's it. And you're just not ready for it.
That one didn't get me.
That's a creative drop.
I think I probably knew what was coming because of
Well, it's because of the like
You know,
context
I'm like,
of what's
oh,
coming.
okay, I
But if
know
you don't know,
exactly
which I
what's
didn't,
happening.
yeah, it was next level. It was so I was like out of left field.
Yeah,
which
so
that's what I like.
that was
not
definitely
knowing.
a Sunday topic of conversation.
Oh, I bet when you guys were skating.
Yeah, everyone was on the same page.
Yeah, it's coming.
So,
It's coming
She's getting hit a little hard, maybe
for sure.
maybe keep a little bit of a open mind. I don't know if that was my daughter's preschool teacher. I wouldn't really be concerned. I would say, well, what's the day-to-day like in the classroom?
Yeah, dude.
How is she interacting with the kids? What is she doing for the kids? The fact that she is doing that doesn't make me say,
Meh.
I don't like it.
the fact that she could be a human being who has a bedroom life is gonna be just fine.
Doesn't make me want to go and picket the school.
No, or else you have to pick at everybody in the world. So I think it's fine. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Happy Monday, dude.
It's good times.
Happy Monday. We're sitting outside in the sun.
Oh, feels good.
Welcome to the Cat and Cloud podcast. That's your little sum up of the world.
That's your meme of the day.
That is. And you should go back and just watch the one performance just because it's like short to see. But of the Kendrick show.
The Kendrick show?
Yeah, he played the songs like They Not Like Us, and he actually plays it 5 times in a row because it's short and the crowd's so into it, and it's like his most recent Drake diss situation.
5 times in a row.
I know. Apparently, I didn't watch all 5 times in a row, but it's like a progression of it.
How did that go? People are
like,
feeling it
literally
every time?
seems like it ramped up every time it got better is what it seemed like.
That's wild.
I know. Well, I don't think he did the whole song. I wasn't there, dude. I guess I could I could go watch on Amazon Prime and watch it, which I might because I'd love to see whatever that concert was about. But I think he probably just did the first verse 5 times.
Oh, okay.
And then maybe the whole song once. But I don't know. I could ask people. There's many of them who watched it. They went. I was pumped in my hotel room. That was all I can say. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then it kept getting cooler because it was like the 5 sequences. And I was like, damn, at the end, that's pretty wild. Everybody's just having so much fun.
Interesting.
But at the end of the day, I think it's one of those things where when you unite people, actually, and anybody unites somebody at a concert, to me, it's like one of the coolest things ever. So when you get a whole crowd and you can just tell everybody's all in and just, live in the dream, there's like a feeling that comes with that that's undisputable if you've ever been to a show ever where everybody's feeling it and singing and knows the jam. And that was that was always happening. It's just it feels good.
That's
right?
why those experiences are so powerful.
Yeah.
That's why music can be so powerful too.
It's the best.
I haven't been to a show for a very long time.
What was the last show you went to?
Dang, dude, that's a good question.
If you can remember.
I have no idea.
Were you a show guy? Like, did you like going to shows?
Yeah.
Okay.
We used to, so we would come here a lot.
Catalyst.
Grew up in Modesto,
Right.
and a lot of the people that we liked played at the Catalyst because the Catalyst had it had a really good mix. So
For sure.
because it would have hip hop and more, emo was what we would call it back then, but like indie rock type stuff. So we would go see the Get Up Kids, in the late 90s. It's all from like 90s to early 2000s. You could go see the Get Up Kids one weekend and then Hieroglyphics the next weekend.
Yeah.
And
you saw Hyro there.
That's a pretty cool vibe. And then, all that, like the Bay Area hip hop scene, E40, you could, like everybody was around kind of playing the Catalyst, and the Catalyst is rad because it's small.
Yeah.
So that was a really good go-to. And for me, I always liked the small venues better than the big ones. And if I had to pick, we would do both, but I would always rather come to Santa Cruz than go to San Francisco.
Okay.
Because it just felt like a more relaxing, chill
definitely more relaxing.
time.
Yeah.
You can
just
go to Santa Cruz.
parking in general. Start there.
Yeah, we would go to Lulu's
Yeah.
downtown and get coffee, or Santa Cruz Coffee Roasting Company. This is
Yeah.
before I ever worked in coffee, but
Get your late night.
I just liked coffee. So
Yeah.
you drink some late night coffee, get a snack, and then wandering around downtown. It was just mega chill. Go to the show and then just chill out, have some pizza.
Yeah.
Across the street, it just felt easy. Whereas San Francisco felt, even back in the day when I had hella energy, it just felt like a little more intense in some way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Feel that.
Where'd you go to shows?
I was thinking about the other day because I was talking about who I'd seen, and I was like, I guess I used to go to a lot of shows for a minute there. I mean, I grew up in Chico, so we'd have to drive to Sacramento to, forget what it was called, one of the amphitheaters, and then we'd drive to Shoreline. We'd come to San Francisco here and again. I remember seeing Muse in one of the smaller venues that's like not even famous enough for me to remember. Like I probably truly smaller than the Catalyst. I got to see Muse when they were famous in Europe and barely getting famous in the States, and it was the best thing ever. What did we go to? I mean, all over the place in San Francisco. Saw a
Yeah.
shit ton of shows, really, at the end of the day. I remember.
You ever go to Bottom of the Hill?
I don't know. I don't remember that one.
They didn't do a lot of hip hop there. It was mostly rock type
Bottom of the
stuff.
Hill. Where is it?
Bottom of the Hill. Oh my gosh, I can't even remember. I can picture it in my mind, but it's a small. It's probably small. Yeah, it's smaller than the Catalyst.
Yeah.
Single level, just
Yep.
kind of a grungy dive. It's just super fun to watch people
Yeah.
rip it up in there. Like that was cool for San Francisco. Slims used to go to
Definitely did Slims.
Slims a lot.
I did the Fillmore. I did Warfield.
Warfield is good for that's
Except
a
for it's
little
all
bigger.
seats.
It's good for a rock show. Yeah,
The part I
It
didn't
is
like
all
about the
seats,
Warfield, it's
huh?
all seats. So it's still awesome, but you're like divided by nature. You know, like, and not just like you stand in
You're
the
not
lines.
united by nature. You're divided
Well,
by
yeah,
nature.
like I think that's the thing I liked about the Fillmore and all these places is when you're like shoulder to shoulder. You know,
Yeah.
there's like some organic movement that can happen.
Yeah,
So like with seats, you kind of stay in your seat lane no matter what, unless you're on the floor. But yeah, I saw a bunch of shows there. What's the other one in San Francisco? There's Slims. There's actually a few clubs in San Francisco. Like I saw Minus the Bear there. I saw a lot of random shows over the years that were. I saw Citizen Cope there. So many random different. Who else is he? I saw. Yeah, I did the Catalyst once I got here. Shoreline. What else? I mean, Oakland. A bunch of shows in Oakland.
Oh yeah, Fox.
We
is
did
good.
Fox Theater.
Yeah.
And then there's another one too. There's the Fox and the. But either way, yep. A lot of shows there. The Greek in Berkeley.
I don't think I've ever been to the Greek.
The Greek's rad, but it also not like it is, but it isn't. It's expensive to be on the floor, and if you want to be on the floor, it's first come first serve.
Okay.
So like you have to get there like 5 for the show to get a good spot on the floor. Otherwise, you're just kind of smashed in. It might have changed by now, but I don't think so. I looked at some shows, and then otherwise you're sitting on the cement bleachers, and they're still really cool, and it's a great like vibe. But you know, if you want to get down into the spot, you're paying a lot, and you have to get there so early that you can't just like show up kind of close to the time and be where you're gonna be.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't.
Candlestick, Levi Stadium.
Oh my gosh, Candlestick.
I know, dude.
Dang.
What else?
Legendary.
I think the last show I saw though was at I think it's the Midway, I think is what it's called in San Francisco. But I saw Bank, which was pretty rad.
I think the last
Bank
show I
was super
went to
fun.
was maybe something at Moe's Alley
Yeah.
here.
We went to see something at Moe's one time.
It might have been the
Like,
one
thanks
after that
for,
one.
Halloween. Somebody was playing on Halloween and I was sick.
Was it Latyrix?
Lyrics Born.
Yeah.
Was
By
that
himself.
night?
Yeah.
No, we didn't go. We talked about going, you and I.
I think I went to
Recently.
another one
You
though.
might
There was
have.
one
Okay. You might
a
have gone
year
without me.
a year before maybe.
I remember coming dressed as Barney from Flintstones. But I was like, I literally had 102 fever and I was just like,
Oh yeah, that
I like
the Halloween
committed
show?
to come
Yeah.
out. Who was playing?
Blackalicious.
Was it?
I've
I was,
seen a
like, when I had
couple of those
fever.
there.
Yeah, I was like, don't even remember. I remember
Yeah.
staying long enough to watch like a few of the jams, and then I was like, yeah, I'm out of here because I was just sick.
I don't know
It was
what's
cold too.
I think the thing that's keeping me away of going to shows now is I feel a little more self-conscious about just completely cutting loose, which is one of the most fun things about going to shows. Just some sort of awareness that's coming with age that prevents me from having that reckless abandon that is part of the release of going to a real high energy, insane show.
I wonder about that. I just had a moment too at the wedding where I finally got on the dance floor. I was like, dude, dancing's awesome. Just getting into it and not caring is rad. And it took me a long time. The DJ was horrible at the wedding. I was in a wedding in Tahoe, everybody,
The DJ
over
was
the weekend.
horrible.
The wedding was awesome, but the DJ legitimately like not good. Like no clear awareness of like the right songs to play for consistent energy on a floor.
He wasn't
And-
tapped into the main
No,
line.
dude, it
of
was
the-
like it was like an older woman. She was like in her easily late 50s, early 60s, with like a sick digital setup, but you could tell she was like super into it, but she was into it with like kind of just picking the wrong song. She's all, and now it's gonna be boy band for a little bit, and it wasn't like uppity boy bands. It was kind of like slower, like sort of the famous songs, but not the ones that are gonna get a crowd going.
Yeah.
and then it was a bunch of them in a row to kind of kill the vibe, and then you like get one going, and then she'd do these cuts where it was just like the song's about to like have its second drop and everybody's about to go wild, and she just like cut it to the next
Switches
one,
it?
and it's like a
Oh.
different vibe altogether, not even like a flow.
She's
Like
a
it
new
wasn't
DJ.
mixing a DJ.
She's maybe someone's friend.
She would like sneak in like Looney Tunes, like cuts, like little edits in there, and be like suffering succotash out of nowhere, and you'd be like, "What is this about, dude?" And I'm like, whoop, 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 whoop. And I was just like, she was like feeling it, and I was just like, "This is not working for me." So that's all I got to say about that. I don't know what to tell you, but I'm glad you got this job for you.
That's
And at the end, she did a whole breakdown song, and it's over, and she did like played it out like, dun, 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 that's all, folks. And
oh
like the
no.
whole line, yeah.
That's why I don't go to shows. I don't want to be that guy at the show. That's my biggest
You don't want to
fear.
be the one hating on it, is what you're saying?
No, I
'Cause
don't want
was.
to be the guy
Oh, who did that?
who did that. I don't
No,
want
I
to
don't
be the
think
guy.
you're gonna be that
like,
guy.
who is that old guy that's so
Well.
fucking weird trying to be
That guy?
tuned into what's
Nah, I think there's a lot of people at the shows. Plus,
Yeah.
I mean, well, for that part, I think it's about you. Just have fun. Because that was where I was like, you know what? Forget about it. Because it was, word had gotten out that I was the single groomsman. And so there was.
Oh shit! The
Well-
hottest guy ever,
Thank you,
ready
thank
to
you, thank
mingle.
you. Yeah,
Here we
yeah.
go.
So there was
fit?
some pre-attempts of like that. And I was not feeling the people who were trying to come talk to me.
Hope you're listening right now.
Hey,
Nice
they
try.
guaranteed they're not. But yeah, they definitely tried, particularly directly, and it was not working. And one of my best friends, Scott, and his wife Tana, she was loving it because she knew I wasn't feeling it, and so she would actually kind of play anti-wingman and try to get him to come talk to me, or like get him to stand by me, and start cracking up at how not feeling it I was.
That's awesome.
yeah. So,
See-
one of them did get me on the dance floor.
Okay.
But it was like very focused. Like tried a couple times and I was like, "You're coming." I was like, "Fine, we'll go dance." And then start dancing. And then there was the whole like, "You want to come outside and get a drink?" I was like, "Nope," but you got me on the floor. Thanks for that. And then they were pissed.
Hard
That was
pass.
so hard. Pass.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, "Go outside." No, you just got me on the dance floor. Finally, I'm dancing.
Wow.
I know. Fuck
Go
girls. I just
outside.
want to dance.
They're like, "Do you want to make out with me right now?"
I'm like, "Nope."
You're all, no.
Here's a cool story for you. No, twice over, 3 times over. Yeah, this DJ sucks, but that sucks worse. Anyways, hope you're listening.
You're basically living the rom-com dream.
I know.
Your life is
I know.
prime.
Well,
You're like
by
a
the TV standards.
you're like a fit, attractive, successful
on paper.
man.
Sure.
Got your business, got your health, got everything dialed in. You're like
Don't say it, dude.
you're
That's
li-
when something's gonna have to drop.
You're like the hot commodity, and that's how a good rom-com would start. Like a single guy who seemingly has it all, but keeps
Almost.
getting approached by weirdos on the dance floor, and you can take that literally or metaphorically. How do you find the one who's not the weirdo?
It's a great question.
Got
great question. Just we'll see what happens. Just,
I think that's
just
great.
keep LIVIN. Man.
That's pretty.
Just don't settle.
It's pretty awesome.
Don't settle for the dance floor easiness.
Definitely don't settle.
Yeah, dude. If it's too easy, it can't be good. So, anyway,
Yeah, that's
cool
rad.
story. Too easy, maybe the wrong way to say that. How do we get there? Bad DJs? Yeah, and dancing, expressing yourself.
Music, creativity.
Gosh, you signed up for coffee, but you just got
Energy.
personal love.
Every once in a while, it's just personal love. That's fine.
We've got to have personal love. I think we should maybe find a show that we want to go see and just go do it. But I guess you have to be listening to music enough that you'd be like amped to see somebody,
Yeah.
which could be a thing too.
I don't listen to a ton of new music,
Mm.
so
I don't know about new music for myself either, but I definitely listen to a lot of music. If new stuff comes on that I like, I'll save it on my Spotify.
I'm really bad at making playlists right now.
You go through phases though.
I go through phases, but I haven't been in a playlist phase for a really long time.
Yeah,
Like I've been listening to 50s music lately, so it's just way
that's got
back.
a vibe.
It's
I
got a
through that.
vibe, dude.
Great vibe.
I'm pretty hyped on it.
The old recording sound is awesome.
I love it.
Yeah,
Just
Onto
sounds
the
so
vinyl.
analog. That
Mhm.
warmth. It just feels like you could be right there.
What kind of 50s music?
Well,
Ish.
it spun off. I was in a big nostalgia phase. So maybe I talked about this before, but I was in my American Graffiti zone,
Remember that?
which that's set in 62. So I was kind of vibing on, you know, drive up windows, like old school burger shop, vintage muscle cars and stuff. And then I rolled it back and I'm like, what's quintessential 50s? So then
Yeah.
I just tapped into the Elvis main line,
Okay.
went in there, and then just kind of spread out from there. So
Got
it
it.
was like Elvis, Jerry Lee Lewis, Little Chuck Berry, Little Richard.
Oh, yeah.
Little Richard's fucking epic.
I'm sure.
Insane energy. Like to go to a Little Richard show
That'd probably be.
circa late
Yeah.
50s, whatever, early 60s, dude was out of his mind. Like you listen to his music, you're like, this dude's nuts.
He probably
I love
literally
it.
was. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, all artists are kind of nuts. That kind of taps into my, it's hard to go to shows now because I don't listen to a ton of new music. When I was listening to the stuff that I was listening to, you know, in high school or shortly thereafter, life's just in this weird, dramatic, insane place. So I'm in all kinds of emotions because
Yeah.
I'm at that stage. And then the bands I'm listening to also are pumped full of all that emotion. So it's like angst meets meets energy. And I don't even know if you can fucking capture that again. Like I can
It's not the
definitely,
same.
I could definitely go to a show and enjoy the music, but to
Well, like the
feel,
moment
yeah, just
of
to
when it was coming.
yeah,
Yeah.
like to feel the pain that I was feeling and to feel the energy that I was feeling.
Right.
It's
It's
probably
different now.
never gonna happen again. And one of my things is like, I don't know if I really want to listen to music by someone who's not 100% completely inspired, which often means completely in pain about something or another, just
Sure.
fucking having the worst time ever in life. Like that's kind of what I want to listen to. Just something about it that just feels good to me despite the sadness and the anger. I don't know.
Well, there is though. I think there is that still that space. If you go to a live show, if they can perform it like that, you still will get it in like. I think you'll still get it, but you'll. You know what I'm saying? You'll tap into the to it, and it'll be awesome because you will. But it'll just be like, yeah. I mean,
there's a few.
I think it has to be live though.
Live
in that
for
regard,
sure,
right?
yeah.
Like, that's when the show matters to me on a different level.
I've done a few. It's been a while, but I really like. So it's a mixed bag. You kind of got a 50-50 split of when are the people you're watching going to tap into whatever energy that they had
Yeah.
when those albums came out, and that's like a toss up. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah.
they might or might not, and when they
Mhm.
don't, you're just like womp womp.
Yeah.
But I really like when, which is becoming a little more popular, bands will do shows where they'll just play one album. You know,
Okay.
they'll warm it up a little bit, but like we're playing this album.
Yeah.
So we went.
I like that.
We were in LA somewhere, and
You saw that like, a couple years ago, right?
can't remember.
That might have been the last show you went
we
to.
did a
really.
few things, but one of the best ones was went to LA. I can't remember where it was. Somewhere on Melrose.
Yeah, you and Jenny, right?
We went to go see Saves the Day. They did the Through Being Cool album, which is one of my favorite albums ever, which is just a
Front to back.
heartbreaker. Yeah, and that shit is fucking, that was epic because they were on fire.
Kind of feel like that's the last show you went to.
That was a while ago though. I think
Yeah.
maybe some of the most stuff was after, but I like things like that. If I can tap into that energy, I don't know.
I want that too, because it carries with you afterwards. It's like the best thing, and then you kind of have this different. I just think anything that can get you to feel on a deep level, and in that unique way, is worth it and powerful. And so that to me is like, I think we need more of those things in our lives. My physical copy of Barista Mag came in the mail, so that was kind of cool. I saw we posted about it, so I feel
You can order it.
you can actually have it now in hand. And I did get from Sarah Allen that somebody wrote a letter to the editor that she's going to include, I think, in the next article, that it was some good feedback, which is cool. But I would like to know if it helped anybody, because
Good feedback
about
from
my article.
Oh, so people were
Specifically.
writing in saying this is
Somebody
great?
did.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where you put it out there and you try to sum up as best you can something that's way more complex than I was able to write about, and then you try to see like how it's received, but you don't know, so nobody really, like, you know what I'm saying? It like goes to another channel where it's like they might hear about something, but they're not going to typically skip that and go to me and tell me what they think.
Yeah.
Potentially. I'm like, wonder what people think about that.
Yeah, a lot of
How's it
creative
going?
works like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yeah.
let it
So
go into the world.
I'm happy that it's out there, but I would like to hear like if it was helpful or if you have questions. So that's all about that one. I mean, if that's all the coffee stuff we talk about today, that's fine. I'm happy it's out. It's cool. I'm gonna keep it.
I'm gonna keep it.
I keep my copy, and I was glad to contribute. But yeah,
Yeah, where the pictures at, bro? No
I
pictures
didn't
of my
get
dog
any, dude. I
in
didn't
there.
get
No
interest in a picture of your boy.
What the is going on with that?
Can't do it, dude.
Come on, bro.
I charge extra for pictures.
Oh, okay, got you. They weren't really ready to pay. I get it. I get
Holler.
it, dude.
Anyway, so if you got anything, holler at me. Let me know. Or ask a question. I'd be happy to try to answer. That's all. Shout out to the coffee part of this podcast.
Peace.
Hey everyone, that's the podcast for the week. Thanks so much for listening. If you heard something that inspired you, let us know, or tell a friend. These are the types of connections that are the most important to us and that we seek to create every day. If there's something you heard and you want to know more about, send us an email to podcast@catandcloud.com or head to our website, catandcloud.com/podcast, and let us know. While you're on our site, check out everything we have to offer. Dive deep into one of our single origin coffees or pick up a little treat for yourself. We have something for everyone, so check it out. Also, find us in the usual places, YouTube, Instagram. We're always there sharing amazing things. All right, that's it. Thanks everyone for being awesome. We'll be back next week.